Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. I'm so glad you're here. You can also find me on Instagram as Movie Review Mom and in our Facebook group called Movie Review Mom. So thank you so much. And I appreciate your support as I try to help this channel grow. And every time you subscribe, well, I was going to say every time you subscribe, but you can only subscribe once. But every time you like this video, that sends YouTube magical juice all over my videos, and it actually helps. You can also click on this little bell notification, and it'll let you know every time I upload a new movie review, and YouTube thinks that's awesome as well. So I appreciate your support. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about the movie. The movie I'm reviewing today is called Snake Eyes. It is a G.I. Joe origin story and is now available in theaters. It's rated PG-13 and it's 2 hours and 1 minute long. So I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell. I'll point out things I liked and didn't like. I'll also offer tips for parents and themes worth talking about, and even movie recommendations that are sort of similar that I think you'll also enjoy if you like this one. Okay, let's dive in. In a nutshell, this action thriller is a G.I. Joe spin-off centered around the character of Snake Eyes that we've seen before in the franchise. Upon arrival in Japan, the Arashikage teach Snake Eyes the ways of the ninja warrior. But when secrets from his past are revealed, his honor and allegiance will be tested. The dramatic thriller is directed by Robert Schwenke. Critics have scored this film actually fairly low, but I enjoyed it. So thank you to Paramount Pictures for inviting me to a press screening in a theater. I've missed that movie theater popcorn, and it was so fun to actually watch it with other people instead of just here at home on my computer or my TV. But don't get me wrong, I love those press screeners where I can watch them in my pajamas. All right, so there were a lot of things I really liked about this movie. The first time Henry Golding really got on my radar was when he starred as the leading romantic man in the movie Crazy Rich Asians. Then I saw him in another rom-com called Last Christmas back in 2019. And then kind of as a gentleman, a wealthy gentleman in A Simple Favor, all really entertaining movies. But I kind of thought, okay, that's what he does. He absolutely proves himself as a skilled, believable action hero in this movie. He's actually from Malaysia and got his start as the host of a travel show on TV there. The original Snake Eyes character was actually Caucasian in the comic books, but I love Henry Golding in this role. This is clearly Henry Golding's big breakout movie where he proves he is a star to be reckoned with. I'm so happy for him. The talented cast also includes Andrew Koji, Haruka Abe, Takehiro Hira, and Peter Mensah. Everybody did a really great job, I thought. There are a lot of really cool transitions. I mean, the whole movie is just cool, I think. I've actually been to the Imperial Palace that's featured in this film. It's ridiculously beautiful outside and inside. What a great movie set for a movie, but especially because it's actually a real location. Japan itself is the perfect location to film fantasy elements. It's just beautiful. The whole country. I've only been there once, but I definitely would love to go back again because I didn't have time to see everything. And I was so impressed with what I did see. Such a lovely country, and the people there were so amazing. Okay, quick side note. We were on the airplane getting ready to leave Japan after a fantastic vacation. And I just happened to look outside. You know, we're on the plane and looking down on the tarmac, I see all of these people waving. And I'm like, are they waving at the passengers, or are they trying to get the pilot's attention? I don't know. So I'm like, you know, tapping my husband on the shoulder, look down. And then all of a sudden in unison, all of the ground crew, you know, do this with their hands, and then they bow to the airplane as if to say, thank you for visiting our country. And I'm like, what? Who does that? That's amazing. And so I adore Japan. All right, enough about that. But because of Japan, there's some gorgeous cinematography, beautiful set pieces that are just magical. There are a few times where characters are just walking through this area, and I'm like, that's gorgeous. And I took a friend of mine, and she's like, wow, because it's just stunning what you see in many of the scenes. The first challenge that Snake Eyes had to accomplish to prove his honor and his worth was with these water bowls. And it was super entertaining with a very lovely end of scene, very fun ninja training sequence. The title gets its name from a sinister roll of dice as well as actual snakes. No spoilers, but there are snakes. There's some visual and spoken humor that the audience loved every time. And then there are these electric motorcycles that are showcased in the film that are just slick and cool and super Japanese. Maybe we have them in America. I don't even know. I don't even know if they're a real thing, but they were very cool. Just the way that they sounded, really good sound design, I thought, for the movie. Keep watching during the end credits for several teasers that lead into the G.I. Joe franchise. All right. So with all of that praise, there were a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better. For example, I don't know anyone who has been talking about the G.I. Joe franchise lately, nor asked for this origin story, but here we are. Clearly, they're trying to reboot it and get some excitement and some action hero movie spinoffs that'll certainly sell more G.I. Joe toys. There are two sexy, beautiful actresses, Ursula Corbero and Samara Weaving, and they're illustrated in the movie posters that I've seen and even in the trailer, yet they're really only in a few short scenes. They're okay, but we didn't really get to see their full talent showcased. The movie itself is pretty predictable, but it's still a very fun ride. So if you watch the trailer and you think it looks really dumb, then don't watch the movie because you're probably not going to like it. It's basically what you see in the trailer. But if you think the trailer looks cool, then I think you will like the film, and there are going to be some really fun surprises that aren't shown in the trailer. Unfortunately, the final battle gets really messy. Some people even say a little confusing. But again, the resolution is pretty predictable. So let me give you some tips for parents in case your kids are interested in G.I. Joe. There is a lot of violence with blood. Some people die violent, brutal deaths. Japanese is sometimes spoken with kind of these cool, graphic, comic book style subtitles. So I thought that that was kind of a fun element. Some of the themes that are illustrated well in the movie are respect and honor, revenge, the futility of revenge, family, loyalty, the meaning of home, and trust. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines as I'm watching movies in the dark in movie theaters, just so that I can share them with you and give you a taste of what the movie is like. And you can see them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. But I'll share just a couple of them with you right now. Here's one of the funny lines. This is spoken by Tommy, who is Storm Shadow, and he's played by Andrew Koji. And he says about this female character who's a ninja warrior, and he says, "We value her advice, but we don't have to take it." I was like, okay. And then there were quite a few interesting lines. Again, this one is by Tommy/Storm Shadow, and he says, "Without trust, there can be no loyalty." And trust is a huge theme of the movie and how it is demonstrated and tested. And then there are a couple of really great lines that I wrote down about honor. Also, this one is by Tommy/Storm Shadow. And he says, it's easy to shoot with a gun, but a sword is a weapon of honor. And there are a lot of different types of weapons used in this movie. Lots of firearms, tons of beautiful swords, and then other things. I won't give it all away. And then there's another line by Akiko, who's played by Haruka Abe. And she says, "A win without honor is no win at all." And so I just love that nature of Japanese culture of honor and doing everything with honor. You know, when I was in Japan and they were serving food, the food was displayed and presented with honor. And I love that rather than, you know, going to some fast food joint and they just toss it at you. They really take pride in doing everything that they do. And that's so admirable. All right. So with all of that, the movie review mom grade I'm giving this is a B. I just enjoyed it. And despite its few flaws, and despite the critics that are kind of ripping this movie to shreds, I thought it was really a fun summer popcorn movie. And yes, I ate popcorn. All right. So before we go, let me give you some other recommendations of action movies featuring Japan that I think that you might also enjoy. The first one is The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise as he learns about the samurai life and honor in Japan. Another one is 47 Ronin. Now, there have been many versions of 47 Ronin, but the most recent one that I know of is the one with Keanu Reeves, and it's awesome because Keanu Reeves. All right, that's it for my review. I hope if you watch this movie that you enjoy it. Thank you again for all of your support and for running over to Patreon to check out how you can support me there and some of the prizes that I have. Thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next movie review or trailer reaction. And until then, bye for now.